What is going on, everybody? Paul here, coming at you with a Crypto Coffee update. I got all of this news and information and data and conferences and events, so I had you guys on my mind, wanted to get this situated, and you're listening to me, so technically I'm in your ears. So now we're cosmically intertwined, we're locked in, so we gotta do a simultaneous sip now. Alright, the ritual is complete and we may proceed on to the news of the day. Bitmain, claiming to have less than 4% of the Bitcoin hash rate. That stands in stark contrast to some of the speculation we've seen coming out. Some individuals are saying Bitmain could control up to 50% of the Bitcoin hash rate. That doesn't seem to be the case. As per a blog post from Bitmain themselves, they say they control about 1,692 PHs or petahashes for SHA-256. They control 340 roughly for Ethereum or ETH hash, and 44 gigahashes for the script algorithm. They didn't say where they're pointing this power specifically, but these are the algorithms generally associated with BTC, ETH, and Monero, respectively. Strangely enough, 1,692 petahashes is not that much compared to the totality of the Bitcoin chain, and would put them, as we said, just about 4%. Some individuals are in awe and don't believe it, other individuals are relieved and pleasantly surprised at this low figure. Let's go ahead and examine the actual blog post from Bitmain to explore what this new transparency protocol that they're enacting will do and how that affects the space as a whole. First point, they're disclosing their self-mining every 30 days. They're going to be advising community members which algorithms Bitmain is using and where they're pointing it, so that's really convenient for smaller miners and smaller pools out there. They also have a zero tolerance policy against secret mining, so that means no secret ASICs, as they've been accused of in the past with the Monero situation. They'll also never seek to mine empty blocks, which could bloat a chain and push up transaction fees. That would be largely unfair, but so long as they're paying the fees, that's technically economically okay, but it can damage a chain. And 4, we will provide shipping and volume information of new miners to the public. They're also going to be dissuading large batches of mining and blocking IPs that they may think are associated with either spammers, scammers, or individuals who are attempting to use alternative addresses to up the amount of ASICs that they're buying. We won't go into full details here. I'll link the article and the actual Bitmain announcement below in the description. Let's go ahead and move on to Tron completing its BitTorrent acquisition after some lawsuits and some hiccups. Here's a quote from Tron about the acquisition, talking about how BitTorrent has more than 100 million active users, some of the top-rated apps on the Google Play Store, and how it can help to support Tron's global business development and partnerships worldwide. Not everything went smoothly throughout this process, however. It turns out a subsidiary company, Rainberry, was the company that Tron initially wanted to acquire. They included what's called a no-shop clause, meaning that Rainberry could not discuss anything about the merger and acquisition. However, they assumingly violated this clause, leading to Justin Sun initiating a lawsuit due to breach of contract. Regardless of the technicalities of the court proceedings, it seems that the merger and acquisition is going on now without a hitch, and Tron finally got its hands on the most prized target, BitTorrent's proprietary peer-to-peer technology, as you can see here from the article. While the technology initially gained prominence for media file sharing, it since slumped off heavily in popularity, and Tron's looking to hopefully put some more wind under its sails. That's all we have for the news today. Let's go ahead and get into the coin review. This is a new segment we've been doing here on the Crypto Coffee Update, where we just look over some of the top coins on CoinMarketCap, going over them 4 at a time to give you guys some information about what's out there on the market. Who knows, you may find your favorite crypto here on the Crypto Coffee Update, so let's get into it. First one on our list today is Ontology. Ontology seeks to do a lot, including distributed identity systems, data exchanges, data collaboration, and procedure protocols for peer-to-peer blockchain ledgers. The ONT-ID system can be seen kind of like Civic in terms of digital identity attestation. ONT data supports data cooperation and exchanges different things, so similar to Stratus or Lisk. And the ONT scores offer business scores for credit evaluation, so this is something similar to PayPal. It's been said that China generally likes to do things in their own way, and with Ontology launched on a Chinese giant like Neo, it's little wonder why it was able to rise to such prominence so quickly. Next up, we have Icon. Icon is a Korean cryptocurrency launched by a centralized group, Loopchain, in 2016. The goal is to aggregate a lot of the largest blockchain organizations into a single entity. Similar to Ontology, it wants to do a lot. They're focusing on insurance, in which a consortium of top-tier insurance companies have already launched automated insurances, claiming services using Loopchain. Banks are using it for prepaid digital payment systems. One major South Korean university is using it with a token called Ucoin. Hospitals are using it for data management and integrity, and more. This all comes from the Icon website, which I'll link below in the description. One thing to keep in mind, Icon is fundamentally centralized. They use a modified delegated proof of stake system, so there's no chance to mine. The reason for this is offering blockchain as a service to a multiplicity of various industries and businesses, so they're compromising decentralization for a more traditional web service architecture. Next up we have Decred, which dates all the way back to 2013. They finally launched their mainnet on February 2016 with the aim of creating a fully decentralized version of Bitcoin as it was supposed to be. Here's a side-by-side comparison of Bitcoin and Decred. Decred overlaid a proof-of-stake algorithm on top of Bitcoin's existing proof-of-work algorithm to help to ensure more decentralized participation of investors. Notice the founder section. This is technically incorrect. Company Zero was the main funder and supporter of Decred, however it was created by an anonymous individual, way back in 2013 by a gentleman named Taco Time. This individual created the code and, similar to Satoshi Nakamoto, subsequently disappeared. This led to Company Zero stepping in and self-funding the project, getting paid back using a pre-mine to launch Decred. As said, Decred is a proof-of-work, proof-of-stake hybrid, so there are chances to both mine and to stake one's coins. To wrap up the coin review, we have Digibyte, a coin that's risen to much prominence recently due to a few unique features, not least of which is the 5 mining algorithms that Digibyte uses to kind of keep ASICs at bay. Currently, they use SHA-256, Skyne, Qubit, Grostal, and Script algorithms. These algorithms rotate in order every time a new block is mined, meaning if, for instance, a larger project wanted to target Digibyte, well, they'd have to have a multiplicity of different algorithms to point at the chain. For instance, if all of the SHA-256 hashing was taken over by some malicious actor in the Digibyte ecosystem, that would only equal 20% of the total hashing power, so it's a pretty ingenious system. Launched in January 2014 with little to no fanfare, Digibyte quickly rose to relative prominence thanks to the implementation of what's called DigiShield. This allowed for less fluctuation in overall prices due to the multiplicity of various algorithms, and the smaller block time in the face of these updates made it a very lucrative and attractive coin. It's for these reasons that Digibyte is more secure thanks to DigiShield, and they have faster transactions with a 15-second block time. This makes them 40 times faster than Bitcoin. That's all we have for the coin review. Let me know what you thought of this segment down below in the comments. Did you like it? Did you find your new favorite coin? Was there something that was incorrect? Or is there something that you want to embellish about a coin that you already really like? Either way, your feedback is valued and very important, so let us know. Let's go ahead and move on to the events and conferences happening over the weekend, of which, believe it or not, there are none. The only thing I could find was for July 27th, Friday, the Singapore Blockchain Conference is kicking off. Other than that, a few small meetups and conferences across the world, and some listings on exchanges, all of which will be included below in the description on the B list. Everything on there is a fine project, it's just there's far too much to talk about with respect to time, and we want to give everybody the attention they deserve. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Your support really does mean the world. We are 100% self-funded and donation funded, so if you can drop us a like on Viewly, that would be incredibly helpful. And if you create content like us, reach out. We'd be happy to help you get started on the Viewly platform so you can start earning cryptocurrency with your content. After all, you're already doing it anyway, so may as well get some extra value behind it. But for now, this is Paul, signing off. Thanks again for watching. We are Cryptide, and remember, the tide is rising.